You're not depressed. You're just not doing your life. Now, I'm not talking about people that are like legitimately depressed, people who are doing everything around their life and they just can't seem to become happy. I'm talking about like majority of people who claim to be depressed. When they're not actually depressed, they're just not doing anything in their lives. Like, of course you're going to be depressed if you're not eating right, you're not sleeping right, you're not getting any sun, you're not working out, you're not going out taking any risk, you're not trying to improve yourself at all. If you're just sitting there being alone in your room, scrolling on social media for hours every single day, no shit, like you're going to be depressed. A big reason why I was depressed is because I was not doing anything in my life. I had a bad sleeping schedule. I was not eating right. I was not working out. I was not doing anything right. It wasn't until I actually was like, let me just actually start trying to take care of myself and let's just see where this goes. And then boom, I got less depressed. Because it's frustrating. Like, I understand now, but it's just frustrating whenever I see people living the exact same day over and over and over again, and they're wondering why they're depressed. It's because you're not doing anything. If you were to sit down and do everything possible, do everything you know you needed to do for like a solid 6 months straight, I can guarantee you'll be much happier if you just put your head down and just did it. But if you just keep making excuses on why you can't do X, Y, and Z, you know, you're not gonna feel any better. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. This is like legitimate advice I wish I could give myself whenever I was younger. Because this was not doing anything. He was just sitting there, just being so self-draining and defeating, not doing anything. I would tell him, okay, look, there's not going to be a perfect day where you're going to want to get up and want to get everything together. The only way you are going to get out of this dark area, this depression that you're in right now, is actually get up and do the action that you need to do that's going to make you feel better. But like, this doesn't mean to do everything all at once. Start small. Go to bed on time. Wash your face. Brush your teeth. This will help so much. If you are in a dark room, open your blinds and get some sun to hit you, because you are a human being. You're meant to move. You came from billions of years of evolution of creatures that were just moving and hustling, that were just building and evolving and growing. If you stop doing that, you're going to devolve. You are going to become nothing but worthless. You are going to become this fat slob of just insecurity and depression and darkness. If you actually want to feel better and have energy, and you gotta do stuff. That might sound backwards, like, well, how am I gonna do stuff if I don't have the energy and the motivation to do it? Do the thing first, and then the motivation follows for you to do it again. It sounds weird. Just start small. If you want to get into running, I know you cannot literally just get up and just start, running 10 miles. Force yourself to go run a quarter of a mile. Force yourself to go run like a half a mile. Do that, go home, take a break, go back and do it again. Do it again. You keep on doing that, it's going to become easier, and you're going to be much more willing to push yourself even further. But you need to start small. So the reason why you're depressed is not because it's just all in your head. It's because you're not doing the bare minimum as a human being to become healthier and better mentally and physically. Promise you, if you just do that, you'll be so much more happier. Okay, but now there are also people who are probably doing all those different things and they're still not happy. They're still not fulfilled out of life and they're still depressed. Now, this is the second part of it, because I was doing all the right things. I was still going out, eating, getting better sleep, and doing everything I know I needed to do, and I still wasn't the happiest person. The main reason why you might be depressed is because you are doing everything in your life based on what someone else told you to do. You're not actually doing it because you actually want to genuinely go out and go do whatever you're doing on a daily basis. You are doing it because someone else told you to do it. The reason why you are depressed is because you're not living the life that you truly want to live. Because of course, you're going to be depressed if you were living the life of someone else. So if you want to stop being depressed, you got to live for yourself. You got to figure out what you actually want out of your life and go out and pursue it. This means if you want to stop being depressed, you need to figure out what you want out of your existence, what you want out of your life. And that can be only found through yourself. Be honest with yourself. Sit down with yourself alone and just stay in your head and figure out what you actually want to do with your life. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard, especially if you've had decades of just not thinking for yourself and having someone else thinking for you. It is going to be difficult. It is going to be hard. I can promise you this. If you sit down, figure out your life, you know what you want to do, what you truly want to do, and then you actually start making steps towards that, and over time it starts growing, you start developing more, and you start inching towards your goals and what you actually want to get out of your experience of your life. And then you start focusing on your health mentally and physically. You start working out, you start eating right, you start getting more sun, better sleep, you start cutting off distractions, start working on projects, and start just becoming a healthy, driven human being. That's really what it comes down to. People always wonder why they're depressed, why depression is going up. Look at people from the past. People from the past, what were they doing? They did what they wanted to do when they wanted to do it, and they went out and they did it, and they worked in the sun and the heat. It did not matter, but they knew what they wanted to do and they actually went out and did it. It's completely different now. You have people literally living lives they don't actually want to live, and they're living a life of just staying inside in the dark, eating processed food and chips all day. Of course, you're not gonna feel the same. You're not gonna have the same energy. You gotta understand that your biology, you literally, like, people don't think about this. Just think about like yourself. Think about your parents, and then think about your parents' parents, and parents, just keep going down that line. You'll realize that every single one of those people had to survive, and not everybody had this amazing lifestyle we have now. Like, chances are, if you're watching it, you have the internet, air conditioning, food, water, shelter. You have all these different things around you. Go back like 10 generations, they didn't have that, or was a much worse than it was before. And they still got up and grinded and survived, and they were able to keep pushing forward until, you are where you are now. So then, as you're going to turn up and just sit around and not do anything, you are not going to be happy, because it is not within your body to do so. Like, there's hardly anyone who is truly legitimately happy, who sits around not living life that they want to live, in the dark, just crying in pain and sad, lonely, looking at a screen all day. There is no one who's going to legitimately be fulfilled by that, or like very few. But especially if you're watching this video, you've obviously probably experienced that, and you're not getting fulfillment from that. So if you want to stop that feeling, if you want to actually have a sense of pride and fulfillment from your life, you need to stop that and actually go down the route of figuring out what you actually want out of this life, and just doing what it takes to become healthier. Like, it's not super complicated. Because if you are depressed right now, like, listen, sit down, make a goal. A personal goal, a personal plan about your life, something that you've always wanted to do, something that you truly want to do. Go out and then pursue that. I can guarantee you're not going to be depressed anymore, because that is how your brain is wired. Your brain is wired to do stuff, and especially it loves to do stuff that it truly wants and is passionate about. Like, once again, I am not perfect, but I am significantly happier than I was years ago. Because this might sound corny, this might sound boring. You probably heard this up before, and it's like, oh yeah, like, I hear that a lot, but like, is that really true? Yes, it is true. Actually do stuff that people tell you to do the things you know you need to do, and you'll be surprised how much happier you'll become. And then once you do become happier, you'll realize that it just carries on to the next thing. You'll be much more ambitious and much more willing to go out and go do more difficult, more harder things. You're able to really get the most out of your life if you just stop being in this little sad box all day. This is you, this is the wall. People just keep trying to knock down this wall, thinking they're going to be happy one day. They keep thinking that if they keep on trying, they keep on working, the next social media post, the next pay raise, the next whatever, it's just going to make them the happiest person in the entire world. This is the other people. This is just society. They're pushing you towards this wall. They don't realize that you can just go the opposite direction, that you don't have to keep going down the same path. If you're going down this path and you're not happy, and they realize that like 95% of people going down this path also are not happy, where do you think you're going to be if you keep on trying to just force yourself down this path? You're also going to be unhappy. It would be dumb to think that you're going to be the two people in this world who enjoy sitting in a box eating McDonald's all day on a cubicle. Like, no. So this is why I say you're not depressed, you're just not doing shit with your life. Or if you are doing shit with your life, you're not doing the shit that you actually really want to do. So if you want to stop being depressed and actually want to be happy, you got to figure out exactly what you want out of this life, and then go out and attack it with every single thing you've got. Because you only get one shot. Why not just go out and do it? Because if you don't do it, you're going to be the exact same spot you are in now. And if the spot you're in right now is that making you fulfilled and happy and joyful on a daily basis, then you're just wasting your existence. All right, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Peace out.